Having constructed your bug, we now need to make a way to control it. You should have with your kit an instruction sheet showing how to put together the two parts of the electronic circuit which will control your bug. Here you can see the receiver part of the circuit. The 4 batteries in the battery holder connected to a battery snap, wired in to this terminal connector here. This component here, with the black plastic plate and a metal plate behind, is a power transistor. This is the receiver for the infrared rays, and this small component here is a resistor. We also have 2 pieces of wire from here and here, which will ultimately connect to the motor. The power transistor is a bit tricky to connect in, and you might like to cut part of the terminal connector here and here with a pair of scissors just to give it a little bit more flexibility. You don't need to do that, but it does make it a little bit easier. Compare this picture with the diagram on your instructions. Make sure that you strip the ends of the wire carefully and that the screws in the terminal connector are screwed down firmly onto the connections. Now it's time to construct the transmitter for your remote controlled bugbot. You can use the instructions we included with the kit to show you where the components are going to be positioned in the circuit, and here's one that's already made up. There are 4 batteries in a battery pack, a battery snap, the terminal connector, the transmitter here, which transmits infrared light, and a resistor here. Now very, very importantly, this resistor already has a coating of plastic tube around it. We've done that for you because this component, when the circuit operates, does get hot. Now it's very important that the circuit is only operated for about 5 seconds at a time, and don't touch this component. It shouldn't hurt you because it's got a plastic sheath on it, but even so, don't touch this component when the circuit's operating. Some of the other components will get a little warm as well. We recommend you don't touch any of them while the circuit's operating. These 2 wires here act as a switch. When you touch these 2 wires together, the infrared light here will shine. Now, infrared light is invisible to the human eye, but it isn't invisible to a digital camera or a mobile phone. So if you've got a mobile phone with a camera on it, you can switch it on and you should be able to see the light come on, just like that. But with the naked eye, that infrared light is completely invisible. Now we're going to put all our components together to make our remote controlled robot. Here you can see I've positioned the receiver circuit on top of the bug, and I've connected the 2 black wires underneath onto the back of the motor. I've just twisted them into the little tags at the back. The wires then go up through the hole, as you can see, and the little piece of circuitry here is just sitting on top. You could stick it down if you wanted to. I'm then going to connect up the batteries to the battery snap, and our bug's ready for action. Again, you could stick the batteries down on here to make it a little more secure if you wanted to. If I turn this bug around and point the sensor here towards the window, which you can't see in this shot, you can hear that the bug is working. You see that the weight's spinning on the back. That's because this sensor is sensitive to infrared light, which is in sunlight. We're going to provide our own infrared light, though, from our transmitter. Now to test our robot bug for the very first time. Here we have the transmitter circuit, and very close for the purposes of this short video, we've got the bug. You should find that the transmitter will operate up to a range of around about a metre, but you could experiment in different light conditions. If it's too sunny, you might like to make a little tube shroud out of a tube of paper perhaps, to shroud the transmitter or the receiver. It also will work differently during the day and at night time. We'd like you to do some experiments to find out how well it operates in different light conditions. But let's try it here and now. So I'll just connect the two wires together, which form the switch, and hopefully you could see the infrared light there through the camera, and you'll have noticed that our little bug jumped across the desk in response. Now remember what we said earlier, we recommend that this unit is only used for bursts of about 5 seconds at a time, because those components can get hot. And we like to protect our members. So now we'd like you to do some experiments with your bugbot. Do you think you could use your transmitter and receiver to operate anything else? How about the solar car you constructed earlier on this year? Maybe that would operate in a remote controlled way as well. Do some experiments, have fun, but most of all, be safe. Remember, this kit is not a toy. It must be used with parental supervision, and there are electronics here, as we've explained, which can get warm or even hot. So short bursts of 5 seconds at a time from the transmitter will make sure you're absolutely safe. Have fun.